with public approval from our listeners. I'm just about winning the... Well, not just about. I think I'm quite considerably winning the debates at the moment.
I didn't hear anyone say they wanted to pay a pound a week.
You're going to have to try harder.
No, well, I will try harder, and I think once you move into the modern age, you will realise that life has actually changed. It's not the 50s anymore. People want a country which is forward-looking, which is modern, and which reflects the views of the people who actually live in it. Not the old dears, you know, and all the old fogies like yourself, who think that, you know, tipping your forelock to somebody because they were born with a silver spoon in their mouth is a great idea. Nobody wants that anymore.
Well, I don't want silver spoons in mouths unless they're doing something to return the favour, and I think they return the favour big style. That's a debate we've had, that's a debate we're now going to pass over and pass on to other things. Right, the issue is this, Mike. Did you ever go on holiday with a girlfriend and suddenly the romance ended? It's happened to me 3 or 4 times in my life.
Well, that's probably because of the way that you react and behave while you're on holiday.
Well, it's not that. There's a report out today saying that holidays can be the most stressful part of a family's year. So, you know, quite far away from being peaceful and relaxed and all that. The kids are running around driving you mad, they're giving you headaches and all that kind of stuff. The wife's complaining the accommodation's not good enough. You find that it's far too expensive to go out and eat every night, and you haven't got enough money on you. Money is the root of all evil, of course. And then, in a different situation, every time I've taken a girlfriend on holiday on my own and thought this will work out, it's going to be a beautiful, best week of your life, it's always ended in disaster. And that's one aspect of a relationship. The other one is this, fellas, and ladies, if you're listening, what's her name? Jerry Halliwell. Jerry Halliwell is pictured this morning in what must be a stunted set of pictures, because, you know, there didn't just happen to be a photographer there. But she's walking down the street with her beau, and he sees another girl go past, and he gives her an admiring glance. And let's face it, in the weather situation at the moment, young ladies do wear a bare minimum of clothes, so they get a maximum amount of flesh tanned by the sun, which I think is great. It means they don't have to go into all these tanning salons and all that nonsense, right? But the trouble is, if you glance sideways at another girl, and you're with your girlfriend, she can get a right strop on and start, you know, attacking you, calling you a sex maniac, you know, you're a beast, you're being disloyal, you're cheating on her. It's all nonsense. The female form is there to be admired. Men should be allowed to admire the female form without repercussions from their girlfriends or wives. And I think any woman who innately says, you know, how dare you and all that, is so insecure she shouldn't be in that relationship anyway.
I mean, women do fly into jealous rages over all manner of things. And Jerry Halliwell's obviously in one of those jealous rages, whether it's stunted up or not. But of course, there are plenty of women out there as well who have lots of ogling going on when they're out in this.
And they like it. Women like being ogled.
But I don't find men ever getting jealous like that.
Well, you know, women like being ogled. So look, the question is this: give us a call, 08717 223344. If you're a chap, do you get grief from your girlfriend if you look at another woman? And when the two of you have tried to make it the holiday of a lifetime, just the two of you for the first time together, has it all gone desperately wrong? You're listening to MG and the Porkmeister here on Talksport. Give us a call right now, 08717 223344. By the way, I think it's highly responsible to go on holiday with a girlfriend before you decide to propose marriage to her, because it's the one time that you're going to be pushed together the first time in a situation which will replicate your married life, and therefore, on that basis, everybody should do it.
And that's why, presumably, it's never worked for you. What sort of things would happen? I mean, why would you get locked into some kind of major row? Because, I mean, one thing is to go, if you go on holiday, as I do with children, that can be quite stressful.
That can be very stressful, I agree.
Especially if they're quite young. And I've got one coming up actually in August. I'm going to take my 5-year-old, my 3-year-old on a plane to New York. Now, that is going to be an absolute nightmare because, you know, not just at the 8-hour flight itself, but you've got, you know, pile them into the car 2 hours before you have to get to the airport, 3 hours
then
before.
Then you've got to keep them amused for 3 hours.
So that's 13 hours. You get off at the other end, an hour waiting to go through immigration, that's 14 hours. Another 2 hours probably in a car before we get to my sister's house up in Connecticut. So you're talking about a 15 or 16-hour journey with 2 children who are more than likely not able to sit still for more than about 10 minutes.
But if you're a good and responsible father, you should be able to make all sorts of arrangements to get over that. So it's the holiday hour here on Talksport, Mike. First of all, has a holiday ever gone disastrously wrong for you, either inside or outside of your marriage? Do you actually fear holidays? Are they a nightmare to you? If you're a single chap or a single lady listening to Talksport, did it go wrong the first time you went on holiday with your partner? You suddenly realised we are not made for each other. And are there any young ladies out there who can actually come on and tell us, I don't mind my boyfriend looking at other girls who walk down the street in, you know, sort of skimpy tops and short skirts. There
are a lot of shorts on show this summer.
There are, but that's how girls dress in the summer. So come on, I want to hear about you.
Well, I want to know about your holiday experience as well, because I'm puzzled as to why you would go on, if you've gone on quite a few holidays with quite a few different women, and they've all ended in disaster.
You always
it must be your fault.
No, you always hope it's going to work.
But why doesn't it work?
Right, hang on. I go to Portugal once, right? I went with a girl I was going to at the time. I was very fond of, very keen on all that kind of stuff. And also there were a group of other friends that we met up with, okay? And what happened was, the blokes started acting as a cabal, and the girls started acting as a cabal, right? Now, the other girls could handle that. My girl wanted to see more of me. That meant that we were then pulled out of the company of our friends, because they all wanted to be together as a group, and she wanted to be with me on my own because she wanted a love job and romance and all that kind of stuff. She wanted to make it a loving occasion, so to speak, romance and all that. And I said, well, it ain't going to work really. I'd rather be with the crowd, because it's a lot more fun.
It's like a peer pressure thing then.
Yeah, it's a lot more fun going to a restaurant in the evenings that's a bit noisy, and you've got a bloke in there, one of these guys who plays guitar and looks like Benny Hill, you know what I mean?
Yeah. So was it like a jealous, so she wasn't jealous of you looking at other women, she was jealous of you wanting to spend time with the guys?
She wanted to spend time in isolation with me, and I thought that was a bit sort of
quite hard to believe.
Bit closeted really, and I wanted to sort of break out a bit. On another occasion, I remember I went on another holiday. What happened? I think I just, I don't know, maybe I just drunk too much or something like that, because that can happen sometimes. But that was probably indicative of the fact that I wasn't finding a very good company. And so the holiday was actually very useful in the sense that you found out a lot about your prospective partner before you actually became partners, and therefore avoided an awful lot of trouble, an awful lot of heartbreak.
And you're not the kind of person who would walk around like Jerry Halliwell's boyfriend in the south of France ogling other women, no?
Well, I think you should be aware of that. I think if you're like, for instance, you're in like Spain or Portugal, you're walking down the street with your girlfriend, you're bound to see loads of other young ladies very skimpily dressed, in the sense that they have bikinis on, or I don't know, have a wrap on or something like that, and might be on the beach, and they're trying to get as much sun onto their skin as they possibly can. I do think that it's rather improper and rather rude for you to start paying attention to other women when you're with your girl. She deserves all your attention, and you should give it to her. So I'm on the side.
I think you're right. I mean, I'm always very careful about that. I mean, and also you can't be too obvious about it. I mean, he's like spinning his head round, like something out of The Exorcist. Although the one place where I did find it quite difficult not to kind of notice other women was when I was on honeymoon. Funny enough. Down in the south of France, on the beach at Nice, because of
went to Nice for your honeymoon, did you?
Well, I went to a whole bunch of places. Well, I went to Cap Ferrat, I went to Nice, I went to Monaco. I used to make loads of money in those days when I was living in New York.
Yeah, right.
But all over the French beaches, of course, is topless sunbathing. So that doesn't always happen.
Well, that must be mad.
It doesn't happen. And then they've got these showers as well.
Yeah.
And girls are always standing under these showers, topless. Hosing themselves down from from being in the sea, and it is quite difficult not to notice that in many respects. Yeah, well, of course it is. But my ex-wife wasn't particularly jealous, though. She wasn't a jealous type. No, well, she was usually the one getting drunk, in fact. Well, no, your wife wasn't a jealous type, Mike, because actually you weren't a great catch, and she knew that there wouldn't be women in bikinis on the beach at Saint-Tropez queuing up to lure you into their affections, because Saint-Tropez is full of guys who have Ferraris, yachts. Well, Saint-Tropez, the same place, or different place, same pronunciation, or whatever you want to call it. But all I'm saying is, to a woman who is able to go to the south of France, to Nice or anywhere around there, frankly, the idea of you being an alternative to the person they're with is laughable. In fact, it's risible. In fact, I'm going to have a bit of a laugh while we go into a break. I may not have had a yacht, okay? But that wasn't really the point. I was much younger then. I was fairly wealthy, and she was pretty upset when it all went wrong, by the way. So I don't think that she wasn't very keen on me. I don't think even younger would have done you any good, Mike. Anyway, give us a call, please. First of all, the question is this: have you had that nightmare holiday with your partner in life? Don't mind one of our lady callers wants to call in and give us the answer to that one. Did it open your eyes? Did you find out you were making a terrible mistake if you did it? Did you find out the real character and the true personality of the person that you thought might be the one for you? And have you had those nightmare holidays anyway, simply having got married and gone on the holidays which are nightmares? But what about when we are single? Are we not allowed to look at members of the opposite sex and give them, an admiring glance or two? Called ogling, I suppose. Well, not if you're with another woman. I don't think you should do it with another woman, but I bet there's guys out there who are talksport listeners who'll defend it and say, yeah, why can't you do that? Because the favourite expression of guys like that is, oh, I look but I don't touch. Yeah. Well, as President Jimmy Carter once said, I committed adultery in my heart. Yeah. Enough said. 08717 22 33 44. You're listening to Talk Sport.